What's good, my boy? This video is about digital minimalism. I've been reading that book by Cal Newport right there. But it's 6 a.m. I just got my shoulder workout done. I just decided to make this before I got to head off for work. But digital minimalism is like the answer, I feel, to a lot of people's problems. It's not a dopamine detox bullshit fix where it's like, oh, you do this for a week and then you get fucking $1 million. You do this dopamine detox one time and you get $1 million. That's like how it kind of comes off when you see all these dopamine detoxes people talk about. I remember that shit was real popular during COVID, and I even latched on to it and did it for like 3 or 4 days. But I made this connection with myself. I used to be 300 pounds, right? And I lost over 100 pounds. And I didn't lose 100 pounds from some bullshit diet. I lost 20 pounds at first from doing OMAD, that one meal a day shit. And in my head, this is going to connect to the digital minimalism because this is how a lot of people's brain works. In your head, whenever you decide to do something, you want to do it with the least resistance possible. So you start thinking of all of these ways that you can maintain and keep your lifestyle you have then, but then have this different body, this different level of finances, these different things. Whenever it really comes down to, you have to go through like a metamorphosis and not be afraid to change up your life, dog. Whenever you feel like you're in a rut or any of this bullshit, for me, it was weight. I was like 300 pounds, and I'm only 5'11", and I fucking hated that shit. I'd never been to the gym before, so that was a straight pudge on me, dog. And I tried these little diets. I tried the keto. I tried the one meal a day, and the diets were not what worked. What worked was finally realizing, all right, dog, I'm going to have to go to the gym, because I wasn't going to the gym either at first. But I was like, alright, dog, I'm just going to start working out. I'm going to figure this shit out and just change my daily habits up. And I did, and that's what inevitably made me lose 100 pounds. And that is where I'm going to tie into this digital minimalism. Is you see how I said that I had to make a decision and be okay with the fact that I was going to change my reality as I knew it? That's what you have to do with this fucking technology. It's not a quick little week-long dopamine detox and then you're back to scrolling and fucking jerking off to porn online. That doesn't do anything for you but gain you a week of time. Okay? That shit just does not make any sense. But with the digital minimalism, what it does is it incorporates this whole new lifestyle. You don't have to sell your phone and get a flip phone. You don't have to go live in a fucking cave in the mountains like a monk. You don't have to like take a week off of work, shut off all the lights, EMFs, technology, evil devil bullshit, and just like sit in the corner of your room in darkness for a week like I've seen some of these dopamine detoxes do. It's like that shit is like fairy tale make believe magic, bro. You're not gonna like sit in the corner of your room and then on day 7 you open your eyes and you're like, I know everything. No, bro. All this shit is the same thing over and over, and it all is boiled down to time and efficiency. That's why you choose digital minimalism, in my opinion. For me, I've been addicted to watching YouTube videos. I've been on my high horse because, dude, I don't even have TikTok downloaded. I didn't have TikTok for like the first 2 years it was popular. I don't even have TikTok downloaded. I don't sit here and I don't even play video games. But what would I do? I would sit there and watch YouTube videos, check my notifications, and I was still sucked into this. So, what does digital minimalism involve? What's involved in it? Well, it's kind of like regular minimalism, where you're still engaging in certain things, but it's at a level that is so detuned that it doesn't have any negative repercussions on you. For me, let me explain how I go about this. I still have things like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok downloaded on my phone, but I will never use them in the way that I used to, which was just like sucked in scrolling. Holy shit, Instagram Reels are crazy. It shows you all these like fucking car accidents and just like in your face shit. Holy shit, TikTok. This is the thing. Before I get off on this, I want to make this important point. Let's weigh out the pros and cons because this just came to the front of my mind. A very, very big pro that a lot of people will argue with this is, especially with TikTok, with all the Hope Core videos and stuff like that. It's like, this shit is all, at the same time I want you to understand before I explain my point, this shit is all designed by some fucking nerd in wherever, China or Silicon Valley, to like have you hooked. It's like a slot machine. It's every single aspect of it is designed. The algorithm is designed to keep you locked in. But say for every like bullshit dance that you get, you'll scroll and you'll find like the almost absolutely tethered perfect content to you. Like it comes with the perfect context at the perfect time, because it listens to you speak and shit like that, just spies on you, and it tethers it perfect to you. And you'll hear something like that, and it'll make you so joyous, or it'll make you so passionate about something, or it will inspire you with the David Goggins at the perfect moment. As good as that seems, and you scroll through, this is the funny thing I found. Say you're scrolling TikTok, you're on like the hustle culture grind set motherfuckers where they take themselves super seriously and think that they're like Baby Goggins or Mini Joe Rogan or something like that. I always find it funny because then like if I ever would click on the comments, I would just see 1,000 people like talking about how they're going to make it and how they're going to be millionaires. But it's like, bro, you're indoctrinated by scrolling. You had to have scrolled to get to this video, and then felt inclined and important enough to make a comment on it, and you probably kept on scrolling. Those people are the same, even if they understand the message of like a Goggins, are the same level of person as there's like a slave who just plays video games and watches porn all day and is completely lacks productivity and usefulness in society. It's crazy, dog. So, I'm not going to give you some Andrew Huberman protocol for this shit. I'm not going to give you some magic wand formula. What I'm going to do, like I tried to do earlier, but I started rambling, is explain top to bottom what I do. So, first and foremost, with my method of like creating more than I consume, which is kind of the norm, it's popular nowadays, you have to be careful with creating more than you consume to not get sucked into the hustle culture rabbit hole of thinking that this is like your way out of your like miserable existence. That, oh, if I post enough video, because then that's when you start getting into the slot machine. Because every single video, it's like you're pulling a fucking slot machine. It's like, am I going to blow up? You can't do that shit, bro. You cannot get into that route. But produce more than you consume. And produce without technology. We've been kind of given this thing nowadays where it's like, if you're not making content, you're missing out. And they start playing on all this FOMO and angst and shit like that. For me, I make oil paintings and I make music that I don't even post. I got like a fucking whole studio here with like a shit ton of money and equipment. But I just do it for fun. I just do things for leisure and things that make me feel good. And that's one important thing that I feel like a lot of people miss, is to have some form of art or expression that is separated from making content. What I use this for is there's 3 reasons why I make these videos. Now, in the past, if you were to ask me, it's like, bro, I'm going to escape the matrix. I'm going to be a millionaire. No, I had to take time off. I had to like reflect and realize why I truly do this. Because even after I quit for like a month making these videos, someone was pulling me back. And I figured out the 3 reasons why. First reason is if I'm constantly, almost daily, making a video, positive video about like wanting to do this, wanting to do that, and just like reaffirming my things in my head, it helps me go about those things because I've reaffirmed them over and over. And I started my day off, or in a slow part of my day, I spent 30 minutes talking about positive things. Second of all, is I use it as a form of talking to my past self. My past self that was addicted to playing fucking World of Warcraft 14 hours, smoked weed all fucking day, and did dabs before school. That was 300 pounds. That literally just like had no direction for 5 years. I go back and I talk to that person, and every day it feels like I'm inching a little bit further to having a perfect video that could kind of reach somebody like that. I don't really, like, of course, it'd be cool if all of a sudden 1 million subscribers popped up and tens of thousands of dollars a month started flooding in. That was where I went off of it in the past, wanting to do this shit. But now I don't really, I still would want, I kind of want those things. I know for a fact I do not need them to be content and to be happy like I've been recently. But it's mainly just from the, I don't have any desire to like get on a fucking call with anybody. But if it reaches somebody and it prevents them from fucking pulling the trigger, or it prevents them from continuing down a bad route, and they know deep down all they need is a little push, that's one of the reasons. And I'd say the third reason is it's like a documentation of a moment in time that I can always go back and see where I was at that point, or bring me back into a positive headspace if I'm starting to stray negative. So those are the three main things. But I just rambled a little bit. Let's get back to the digital minimalism. I saved this part for later in the video because I don't like getting too deep into the conspiracies and all this shit. But this is not a conspiracy. This shit was specifically designed and tethered to keep you addicted. You have people like Sean Parker from Facebook. You have people, I forgot, there's like Travis Harris. He's from I was reading in this book. He's like a whistleblower from Silicon Valley. I don't even know what that means, but my mind immediately goes to Edward Snowden or something. But they both came out and talked about how these things are like slot machines, every single aspect. It is not there for you to keep up with what your grandma, what your son, what your sister, what they're doing in their lives. It is specifically designed to keep you drawn in with little hits of whatever, over and over, dopamine if you want to call it that, over and over and over and over and over, to just keep you sucked in. Oh, it's not bad, dude. I just got to check my notifications and just see what's going on, see if I'm popping yet. It's bullshit. And that's where I say that this should not be a quick little week-long queer dopamine fast. Bro, think about this shit, dog. We have come together communally and realized that quick fix diets do not work and are stupid. Why can't we do that same thing with a dopamine detox? It is not a realistic solution for this problem. It is just like putting a Band-Aid over it and jumping in a swimming pool and expecting it not to fall off. It will fall off of wherever you put the Band-Aid. The fucking adhesive will come off. You need a complete lifestyle swap. So what do most people struggle with? Most people struggle with the fact that they want to do all these things. They want to increase their relationships with their family, their friends, their loved ones. They want to have time in the day after their slave 9-to-5 job. They want to have time to make something artistic, create something, whatever. They want to have time to enjoy art, sit and watch a movie and do things, go out and do things, shit like that. They want time. And these devices are specifically designed to suck away your time. And what the digital minimalism does is it literally just, it invites you to a whole new way of using these devices. You don't have to get rid of them. You don't have to swap for the flip phone. You don't have to be the monk. You don't have to delete any of the apps. You just have to start practicing your mindfulness while you're every single moment you're on this thing, constantly be aware of what you're doing. Do not allow yourself to use something that you know is going to trigger you to do something negative. Do not, for me, I do not go on Twitter at all. I think it's cool because it's like Elon Musk's platform, the fucking free speech haven and all this shit. But I know for a fact that whenever I go on Twitter and I start scrolling down the fucking feed, inevitably, because it's Twitter, there's going to be porn, and that shit is going to fuck up my head. And I do not need to be seeing that. So that is one of the digital minimalist choices I've made, is to not use Twitter. I don't need it for anything. I can get the same fucking prolific shit on Twitter in a book or in a podcast, which is a more healthy form of education. That's why, if you struggle with this shit, start watching podcasts, bro. It's a lot healthier form of this shit. It's a lot healthier form of content online to watch. If you force yourself to listen to a 3-hour-long podcast while you're doing something, I don't sit around and waste 3 hours of my time watching a Joe Rogan podcast on the screen. I mainly watch podcasts if I'm at work and we're doing some monotonous shit like laying tile, painting walls, doing some shit that's going to take like a couple days, and it's just monotony that I have to get through and I don't really learn anything from because I've done it 1,000 times. Then I'll put on the podcast and I'll use that time to learn. So that's the way you got to start looking at it in these different avenues. But another one, Instagram. I'll go on Instagram every once in a while. I don't make posts. I kind of just, it's another one of those things that as I develop this digital minimalism further, I'll probably cut out more and more because I see less benefits. Unless I started like a business and I made an Instagram for it. That'd be like the only way that I could see myself really using it in the future. YouTube is another big one. These little fucking 5 to 12 minute videos that people get sucked into watching one after another. You can watch 10 of these videos in an hour, and you spend 2 hours the time of a movie. You watch 20 fucking videos with all these different perspectives that just jamble your brain. But it feels so good. It feels so productive. It actually feels like you're learning something. All the cogs start turning. But then they start overturning and you just start, it's too much. The YouTube is definitely one that I've been swept in the most. I've been in points in my life where my diet is on point. My gym is on point. I have a good job that I like. I don't play video games, watch pornography, drink alcohol, smoke weed, anything that I don't want to be doing. And the YouTube will still suck me in. It's that powerful. And I don't think, the crazy thing is like the YouTube algorithm isn't even as powerful as say TikTok's. Like TikTok's is fucking scary. Like I can sit there and be in a room talking about something or watching a YouTube video on something, and all of a sudden I'll go to TikTok and scroll down 2 times, and there is what I was just thinking about or talking about in context. It's fucking scary, bro. YouTube, it's kind of just like the way the algorithm seems to work is you watch a bunch of fucking videos of people camping and building structures outside. That's going to be your feed. You watch a bunch of cooking videos, that'll be your feed. But every once in a while, you still get them little like extreme hits of dopamine because of how current the topic of a certain video is. So this video is drawn out long enough because, like the title, digital minimalism, when you talk about minimalism, it's a very simple, cohesive topic that there doesn't need to be much discussed besides just fucking change it. Just change it, do it. Quit fucking relying on some technology bullshit and just go with the flow with this shit, bro. Pick you out a couple hobbies. Pick you out a main goal and focus that focuses on a couple things that you can put all of your time into, still maintain relationships, and have enough shit going on in your real world where the phone just seems less exciting. And with that, instill a little discipline with it, and you'll be all right with this shit. So chase paper, enjoy nature, old son. Have a great day. More videos coming. Just sit back, chill. Have a good one.